as I mentioned, he's somebody who made a major splash at UFC 117 with a victory over Dustin Hazelett. He is a star on the rise in the welterweight division. Let's introduce him. Rick Story joins us on Shambala Sports Radio. Rick, welcome back.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good. Good. Just hanging out in my gym.
Good. Well, first and foremost, congratulations on the win. I got to tell you, Rick, I was watching some of the highlights of that, and I actually watched the fight itself after you introduced me to the link, and I don't quite have the words for the beatdown that you put on Hazelett there. That was impressive.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty excited about the win, and I'm really looking forward to being on the main card for my next fight.
Do you think you should be with the beating that you gave Hazelett, and Hazelett actually at one point being one of the marquee up-and-coming names, do you think you should be on a main card?
Yeah, I was told that if I went in and I had an exciting fight and I finished Hazelett, and then with like the wins that I had, that I would be on main card for my next fight.
Have they given you any indication about who your next opponent might be?
No, I have no clue. But what it seems like is guys from the same card kind of get paired up, because like with the first like 5 fights I've had, I mean, I've been on the same card as like the same people. It seems like quite a few times. So I don't know. It could be someone from the same card as me, but then again, it could just be somebody completely opposite.
What seems to be a natural transmission fight, then, so to speak, would be you versus Johnny Hendricks. I think that'd be an interesting next fight for the both of you, because you both come from the wrestling background, and I consider you both to be the stars on the rise in the 170-pound weight class. Yeah,
I've heard that more than once, honestly. Like me versus Hendricks, and you know what? I mean, I'm down. I'm ready to fight. So let's do it.
Now, is there anyone in particular you'd want? Would it just be, okay, give me Hendricks, I'll destroy him, then go on to the next guy? Or is there somebody in your sights that you just go, this is the guy that's going to put me completely over the top, and they're going to have to look at me as a contender?
I mean, I could say some people, but, I really don't care. I'm ready to fight anyone that they put in front of me. So I think that it'd be easier for them or for Joe Silva and Dana White to put someone in front of me that they feel will be an exciting fight, because I have no preferences. I just want to fight people that are ranked above me and people that will progress my career.
Now, Rick, how much damage did you actually take in that fight, and how soon do you think it could be that you ideally could get back into the octagon?
I didn't really take very much damage. The last day of sparring, which was Monday for me, I got a cut over my right eye, and I closed it up as best as possible with like some new skin, and I got bumped and it opened up, so I had to get a couple of stitches in my eye. But as far as like getting back to training, I'm going to get back to training on Monday, and with no contact. I'm going to start, like taking classes with no contact, but keep in good shape, and I'll be ready to fight anytime, as soon as possible.
Now, Rick, how much weight did you have to lose heading into that fight? I know when we talked on Wednesday, I believe it was, you still had a bit left to go. How much did you wind up losing heading into Saturday?
Going into, let me see. I was walking around at about 186 pounds, and that was like following a pretty strict diet. So I pretty much cut 16 pounds like the night before.
What are you usually walking around at?
Just like eating normal and not following a diet. I walk around like 190 pounds.
Well, because I'm not sure if Jay was going this way, but I'm looking at the list of the fights and stuff like that, and I'm looking at the sudden catchweight bout on the main card between Fitch and Alves, and did you happen to see Alves during that time? Did he look drawn out to you? Because that's what a lot of the pundits were saying, that he was looking just pretty haggard from his cut.
Yeah, actually, I was on the treadmill the night before weigh-ins, and he was in there with his coaches, and he's like kind of moping around. He was sitting on the bike for, I don't know, maybe like 15 minutes while I was running on the treadmill, and I don't know, he wasn't really pedaling very hard. He's just kind of moving his legs a little bit. He looked like he was pretty sapped Thursday night. But I don't know how much weight. Sorry. I don't know how much weight he actually cut at that point, but I don't know. He just looked like he was hating life.
Well, the belief is he's coming down from like 210 or 220 to 170.
I wouldn't want to do that.
What is your limit, Rick? I mean, ultimately, let's say you decide to jump weight classes. What is the biggest amount of weight you'd be willing to cut? What's the lowest weight class you'd be willing to fight at before your body says enough is enough?
170 is the lowest for sure. You know, the most weight that I've cut in one night is 22 pounds, and my kidneys felt like they were just going to stop working and they were hurting. I could barely move, and I don't ever want to do that again. So usually, I mean, I try to keep it around 16 pounds or about 6 or 7% of my body weight that I cut.
We're talking to Rick Story here on Shambala Sports Radio. Now, Rick, a question from the chat room from one of our listeners, Lisa. She wants to know, she wants you to talk a little bit about your 103 fight against Brian Foster. She said that you made a fan of her with your enthusiasm post-fight. What's the difference for you coming off of the question she's trying to ask here is, what is the difference? How different is your mentality after a win versus a loss, I guess is the question she's going at there.
The mentality, I mean, is completely different. You know, I mean, even off of a decision victory, I still feel like it's a loss. In my opinion, yeah, I won, but, you know, it's not a finish, and it's not what I like to do. And when I end up finishing a guy, I mean, there's no other type of adrenaline rush doing that in front of thousands of people, you know. I don't know how to describe it. I wasn't able to sleep after the Brian Foster fight, and I wasn't able to sleep after this last fight either.
And on the flip side of that, what is the transition that you make from the guy that we're talking to right now, who's just kind of happy-go-lucky, just chilling, to the guy that's going to step into the cage and try and tear somebody's head off?
It's not really too much of a transition. I mean, pretty much the entire time going up to the fight, the training camp kind of gets me mentally prepared for the fight, and you know, it's just kind of like a light switch. When you step in, it's time to do battle. It's time to fight, and then like right after the fight, it's really easy to get happy and be friendly again.